All right, guys, so we are still working on the Yamaha Blaster, and I just wanted to kind of take a couple minutes to make a video, kind of a standalone video, because this is something that's probably going to help a lot of people that aren't looking to do the entire build that I'm doing. And that is, if you have an 88 to 2002 Blaster, your rear brake is a cable-driven brake. When I got my machine, which is a 99, I don't even remember how many years ago, it had a cable-driven brake, and apparently I had forgotten that it had a cable-driven brake because it was locked up at the time. As I got to doing this build, I started remembering the issues that it had and things I had done to it in the past, I don't know, 10 or so years that I've had this thing. And what had happened was my cable-driven rear caliper had frozen up, locked up, so I had just removed it and thrown it out. So now, as I'm doing this whole restoration build, forgetting what year it was and that it was cable driven, I went ahead and ordered hydraulic parts. Now, as you might assume, they're not compatible, but fortunately there is a solution for that. So what I had ended up ordering are this kind of generic caliper here. It is not an OEM one. Same with this master cylinder here, not OEM. Then I had also, there's the brake line bolts for it. Then I had also ordered this hydraulic brake line that is plus 8 inches to go along with my plus 8 inch swing arm, because your factory brake line is going to be, well, it's just not going to stretch that far. So I had already acquired those. What I ended up getting for a conversion kit is basically these brackets here, this new brake lever, as well as a bracket for the brake lever. Slide it out of there so you guys can see it. And I think this brake lever is off of a Raptor or something like that, if I remember right. You get a bunch of hardware. I also got this return spring. Of course, it's got the nice little billet blue piece. That is going to go on here, on your master cylinder, just to spring return that. Of course, you get some stickers. This is probably one of the better stickers ever. If anybody wants to debate this sticker here, post a link of your blaster in the comments here and prove it. This is from Krone Tech. It's just a guy that CNC mills these, I believe, in his shop. I don't know. I don't think it's a crazy big company, but he does sell the entire kits. He offers OEM master cylinders and calipers, as well as a ton of different colors of brake lines. I ended up, like I said, I already had these, so I didn't get those from him, but he offers these knockoff ones, the non-OEM of these two, and then he also sells the OEM ones, if I remember correctly. So what I got from him was just this stuff here. And basically what it allows you to do is to be able to, this is kind of your main bracket for your master cylinder, and it allows you to attach those brackets onto your blaster, and you'll be able to have a hydraulic rear brake. So what we're going to have to do, this still just bums me out so much I can't use this lever, but I might try to find another one. It looks so good. Anyway, that's beside the point. So what we got to do is we're going to have to remove this foot peg, remove this heel guard, unbolt it from there. I don't think we necessarily have to remove the entire thing. It just has to be unbolted. We're going to have to just kind of see that. The one thing I can really say that I don't like about this bracket kit straight out the gate is the guy has absolutely zero instructions whatsoever for it. Which, I mean, I guess that just provides an opportunity for me to make a video, right? So why am I complaining? So here's what we've unbolted so far. I went ahead and unbolted the heel guard from there, and we fully removed the foot peg. So what we've got now is there's our foot peg. From my understanding, you don't have to do anything with this other than just unbolt it. This is supposed to all be bolt-in, but I have my questions on that original pedal mount. Either way, this bracket is going to go in behind it and is going to basically sit like so. So we'll go ahead and slap on the new pedal, get it clipped in, and we'll get that stuff bolted back together. What we're going to need for this portion, you're just going to put your brake pedal in like so. You can see there on the back, you got your space for a washer and your clip. So take this bag, it's got your new foot pedal or your foot peg bolts. It'll be those two guys there. Get a couple washers. Then you're going to take this washer. It's going to go here on the back. And then you got your little clip. That'll go over the top of it. Okay, so I did end up going ahead and cutting off the factory pedal mount just because I felt like it was going to end up being in the way. This is going to give you a lot more room for travel, whereas before it was just kind of, that was about as much as you were going to get. So that's out of there. I went ahead and did the caliper mount. I was seeing some pictures that they had on their page, just that customers had submitted, that had your heel guard underneath this. But the thing is, when you go and you put this pedal adapter on here, it spaces your foot peg out, which in turn spaces out your whole heel guard. So there was a decent gap here. And rather than doing a spacer, putting this over the top of it, and then having to use a longer bolt, I thought it might be better just to go ahead and put it underneath there and use this as the spacer. Don't know if it's the best idea, but I guess unless it doesn't work, that's what we're going to go with. All right, so for our caliper, like I was saying, we got this return spring that we're going to be putting on here. So for the caliper, all we're going to do is just thread off this little guy here that's going to connect to our pedal. Get two nuts, spin those off real quick. I'm going to take our spring, like I was saying earlier, you get this nut here that's going to sit over the top of the spring, and then a lock nut to go over the top of that. It's just going to slide over the stem of your master cylinder with the spring. Then we'll thread on this adjusting nut. Don't know how tight we need to get it. I'm just going to do it till it starts to engage the spring. And see, it's going to give you a nice return there. Then we'll throw on the lock nut and just kind of tie that down. I'm sure we may have to adjust it again at some point, but it'll be fine for now. So here's where we're at. We've got the master cylinder bolted up. None of this is tightened down yet, but your master cylinder has threads and those ears there, and so these two bolts here are just going to thread right into it, tighten her down. The two Phillips head screws are going to come here on the back side, if I can get in here. And you can see right here, you've got the 4 white spacers they give you. You're going to stack those up, and then you've got a nut and a washer on the other side, and that's going to be this little bracket here. Now, what I am guessing is that hole there is going to be where your hydraulic line is going to run up through there, and then catch your master cylinder right here. So you're going to need all 4 of those spacers. One thing I was kind of worried about was that this was going to be a sort of clamping deal, and it would end up messing up my paint on my frame. I get it, it's probably not a big deal to a lot of people. It is to me. I didn't really want to start getting more rust or anything going and eating away at my paint. But between bolting it up here and then having those spacers, it actually stands off of your frame, and so it's not really clamping down on it. All of your actual mounting is done basically off of this bolt right here. That, and it does kind of lock down onto this part of the frame. So far, pretty impressed with the quality and the fitment. Not really had any issues. The pedal, like I was saying, it worked fine. Didn't have to rework or redo any of the mounting positions of that bracket. So that's all in there. Everything functions. And see that spring there is doing its job. So now we've got our reservoir, which is going to mount to this tab here. As you can see, the hose stretches all the way out to here, and we basically need it to be sort of like that. So I'm going to cut some of this hose out, and then we're going to take this hardware here and mount that reservoir to this little tab here on the bracket. This right here is what it should look like when you're all done. So as you can see, the hose is pretty short now. I did cut off that very large piece there, and then also had to take out another little chunk after I was done. So depending what master cylinder you get, your hose may or may not be longer, shorter, couldn't really tell you. You're just gonna have to go off of what works for you. So now we got all that bolted up. We are going to do our rear bracket, which, if I am correct, is going to go right back here. Now with your caliper, you will most likely, if you got a brand new one, or even if it's a factory one that you drug up off of something, you're gonna have this bracket on here. So that's gonna need to come off. Basically what you'll need to do that is take a 12mm wrench, unthread that, and then you're gonna have an Allen bolt right here. That's going to be a 6mm Allen, and you just unscrew that. Now your caliper is all ready to put on your quad. So coming around here to the back of the wheeler, we have got our caliper mounted, and I took off the tire here partly because it makes it easier to see what's going on, and also partly because I was having some issues with my rotor. You can see the screw heads are not on this side now, they're on the inside. And the reason for that was due to the lip on this thing. It was standing off too far, and doing some research, this might be a hub off of a later model blaster, I'm not sure. But from what I can see, you've got kind of two options. One would be to trim down this lip here, and the other would be to flip the rotor, so that way your floating rotor is more in line with the caliper. So that's what I did. Whether it actually ends up working or not remains to be seen, but we're gonna try that for now anyway. That being said, when it comes to your brackets, you got your two spacers here. Those are going to run through the factory bolt holes on your swing arm, and they're going to screw into this plate. Your plate's gonna come back here, and then you got your Allen head, 6mm, and then also back there you got that 12mm. And those are just going to screw into the bracket and hold it on there. So now that that's done, we'll go ahead and grab our new brake line and get that ran. So we got the brake line in place. I'll show you kind of how we routed it. So stuck back here onto the caliper, obviously, kind of got a loop in it, ran up along the frame here. I did hold it with a zip tie, probably something better you can do, but that'll keep it tied up anyway. And then it just runs along here, back over to the master cylinder. So it may end up getting in the way as the swing arm flexes. I think it'll be fine though. If you guys got any better ideas of how to route it, make sure to drop a comment. I will say the bleeding process for that long line there was kind of a pain in the butt. And if you got a vacuum bleeder, I have one, which I destroyed. I need to get another one, but that would definitely help you out a lot. It just took quite a few pumps to get this going, but either way, it is bled now. Everything is working. Clamps down on there pretty good. Obviously, haven't tested it out. You can see kind of the clearance there. I know it doesn't look like much, but that bolt is not going to touch your rotor. You'll be good there. So that's gonna, you can see kind of, it actively allows that caliper to float on there. So I think we're good. This old rubber seal on here is kind of worn out. I'll need to get another one of those, but for now, this thing is put together. One thing I did want to add after doing a little more research, this brake lever is not off of a Raptor. It's actually off of the 03 and I think 03 to 06 blasters when they actually had hydraulic rear brakes. So Either way, looks pretty good. I can't find a billet one of those, unfortunately. I looked online yesterday and didn't have any luck. So unfortunately, that just is what it is with that one. Would like to get a billet one, but I think we're gonna have to just stick with the poverty painted black one for now. So yeah, pretty simple, guys. Hopefully this helps some of you out if you're looking to do this kit. I think I would definitely recommend it. We'll see once I actually test the machine. If it fails to break, well, I'll blame myself and say I probably didn't bleed it good enough. But I don't see how it's going to screw up or anything. I've actuated the pedal quite a few times. You could see the pads clamping down on the rotor. So I think we're good. But yeah, as always, drop a comment if you guys got any questions or anything that could be done better, and we'll see you in the next one.